choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
Hello?
Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best.
Hello?
Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win.
What is up? Good morning.
That's what it looks like when two white boys make a handshake.
I love it, dude. I'm like,
well,
if they only knew how this all came together.
Yeah. Joe made us.
That is true. Joe did make us. Joe's got to be good at sales to have pulled this one off.
Yeah, I mean, I always tell people, like, if you work that hard to make people like you and you dress like that, think how good life would be if people liked you when you walked in the room and you dress nice.
Yeah, that is true.
I'm just kidding, Joe. Love it. So I'm Perry, Healthy Insurance Dude. That's my friend, Joe.
Yep, Joe is our buddy. John Wetmore. Assume most of y'all know us. If not, maybe you'll get to know us. Maybe you won't. Maybe you'll hate us. We don't know.
I'm good with that too.
We decided. So Joe approached. I don't know who he approached. I think he approached you first. I don't really know how it happened, but he definitely hit me up one day and was like, "So," and then he told me you'd be interested, and we chatted in Austin, and here we are. That's the short version. We did a really.
Joe sent me a text and said, "Hey, what do you think about doing Thursday podcast?" I told him to go F himself, and then he said, "What if it was John?" And I said, "I'm in."
Yeah,
somebody I like, somebody I need to learn from, so I'm down. So
I love it.
Yeah,
I'm glad we had fun talking the last few weeks. We're definitely going to be able to learn from each other and be clear. Although we want to help everyone, we're definitely trying to help each other along the way here too.
Yeah, and I'm not really here for anybody else. I'm here to hang out with you.
Yeah,
and here to make a little more money, make my life better. Same reason I do everything. So let's get to work, man. What do you think?
Let's do it. How do you like your new microphone, by the way?
I spent 20 minutes staring at this screen, trying to figure out where to put it, where I didn't feel like there was a pecker in my face.
That's why I go with the answer, dude. I can't figure it out.
I think I've accomplished it, but if not, my wife will let me know. Please, you guys don't need to. All right,
let's roll.
So let's get busy. So today's topic, at least at the moment until we get sidetracked. In a world where it's never been easier to make money, why the hell wouldn't you? Right?
It's true. Yeah. I wonder every day, dude. And y'all can definitely put questions in if you have stuff along the way. We're easily sidetracked, but I enjoy chatting with people as we go. I think it's funny, dude. But I can relate, I learned a little bit about your story as well when we were chatting. You've made money in several things. Obviously you lost some, got it back, whatever. I was 36 and still didn't know how to make money. And there were people all around making money.
You know what? I own several businesses. I wouldn't say that I made money. I made more than, most America, but I didn't make money.
No. I got our definition of money now. Sure.
Right. Well, here's what happened to me. When I owned my gyms, I met a lot of rich people.
Yep.
And I remember being at a party at someone's house, and my wife at the time, my kid's mom, one of my best friends, I love her. She like whispers in my ear. She's like, "This is freaking ridiculous. Like the fact that these people have all that and we don't. These people are dipshits, Perry." And it was, growing up poor like you, right?
Yeah.
It was a mindset thing. It didn't occur to me.
Yeah.
Right? Like in Fort Worth, I think there's 3 Ferraris in this whole city, and it's a big city, right? They just don't exist. Where you go to Dallas, or you go to, I don't know about Georgia or Atlanta. You go to Miami. I was in Paris last week, and like every other car is a Lambo.
Yeah.
And so it occurs to you, you should do that. Yeah. But it genuinely, it never occurred to me. Yeah. Never occurred to me until all of a sudden I met someone and was like, "You're not smarter than me. I mean, I don't think I'm that bright, but you're not really any brighter than I am. You're pointing it in the right direction and you're going after it. And that's it." Yeah. That's it. You know how much I think, go ahead.
No, finish.
You know how much money I tell people that you make in this industry?
How much?
Exactly. Do you think the amount you think you're worth?
I agree. Yeah, that's true in a lot of areas, probably all of life. I think that's the lack of self-confidence in most people. I think that most think that they can't do what others have done. And that they probably think there's more to it than there really is. And I'm like, I wish y'all could come. I wish I could rewind and have brought people during that stage where it started to change, because mine was the same way. I mean, I didn't ever, I can look back to when I was little and be like, I kind of have memories of being like, one day I'm going to figure out how to make money, but I didn't really know what money was. I didn't real money. I didn't understand. I didn't grasp it. I think the most I ever, from any job, I had jobs my whole life, made 40 grand or whatever. But then the proximity helped, man, being around other people. That certainly changed my world too. And I think what I like about you, and I try to be super similar, is just being really transparent about what it takes to succeed. And then it's funny that people get mad at the answer, where I'm like, it's work more.
Yeah, if you work more, you're either stupid or lazy or content.
Yeah, I like that.
And I respect content.
Yeah, I had we were talking offline. I had this guy DM me. I get a lot of DMs throughout whatever the week, people asking for help, this, that, or the other. And there's some people I DM every day. I help them. I don't even know who the hell they are. But this one guy sends me a message the other day and he says, "Hey man, I'm actually going to pull it up. I'm not going to show it because that'd be mean. That'd be meaner than I'm ready to be, but I'm going to talk about it." He says, "Hey man, I really need your help. I really want to make things happen in the industry. I'm going to pull it up. I really need your help and advice, please. I've been in the business a few years now and had a mental speed bump for the better part of the year last year. I've been trying to find a good source to use," which meant leads. "But I don't know what I should do. I've just gotten into the business again and I'm really struggling. Can you help me with your advice to get back on track, have persistency, gain momentum, and just crush it? I need to get back in and I will never quit. Can you help?" So I asked him I was intrigued by it, but I noticed, dude, the DM had prior messages. So I scrolled up and he had messaged me 2 years ago asking for help also. And I gave him answers. You know what I mean? We went back and forth for like 15 or 20 messages or whatever. And so this time, 2 years later, I'm definitely very different. But I was like, what do you think the problem is? Because I said the advice isn't going to be any different than it was 2 years ago. You need enough leads so you can call enough clients, so you can run enough appointments, so you can make enough sales. And then you wash, rinse, repeat, and be involved, train, learn your craft, and wash, rinse, repeat. Certainly get some feedback and things. I'm like, what do you think has changed in 2 years? And he was, then we just go back and forth a little bit. And I'd like your feedback on it. I can give you more detail about it. But he was like, I wouldn't answer him. And I'm like, dude, he goes, my biggest problem is consistency and complacency. I said, sounds like you don't want it bad enough, dude. I mean, what do you want me to do?
He's making exactly what he thinks he's worth.
Yeah. So at the end, again, it was 3 messages back and forth. And I'm like, dude, until you figure out how to get off your ass and work when you don't want to and probably work way more than you think you have to. Dude, I can't add any value here. You know the answer. You know what you're not doing. And that's the part that's frustrating to me is most agents that are in a spot struggling, or most people, most humans in any situation, business, life, whatever, that are struggling.
Right.
I'm pretty sure we about know what we're doing wrong for the most. We know the shit we suck at, you know, and it's just.
Yeah. And if you know the shit you suck at, this is a world where every bit of information you need is a button click away. And that information you need typically isn't emailing John and Perry, right? Because it sounds like you were nice to this guy. When people send me a message, I'm not nice. I'm not nice at all. Well, that's not true. I'm not nice, but I'm kind. Because to me, there's a giant difference between being nice and being kind. Nice is you're doing great. Oh my gosh, just keep going. Oh
no, that's
oh
not
my
me.
Gosh, right?
Yeah, that's not nice then.
That's not nice. But it's not kind to say that. Kind is everywhere you go, you're going to have the same problem.
Yeah,
you're the fucking problem, right? So fix it. And just like, and that's the same thing with you and I, right? What is all of my problems are me. And I'm no different than everyone else in the world. I get complacent. I get to a place and I go, listen, I think I'm good with the amount of money I'm making. I'm good with the amount of stress I have in my life. I'm good with the amount of happiness I have in my life. I'm good here. But the problem with life is it doesn't matter what you're doing. That's not consistent. There's no such thing as sitting back and riding the wave. You know, if you have passive income that will take you for the next 40 years and you don't care about what happens after that, great, go surfing and just stay on that surfboard. But until that day, I know if I take my foot off the throttle, everything I have will slowly start slipping away. And then the amount of work I have to do to get it back where it belongs ain't worth it.
Yeah.
Well, it ain't worth taking that time off.
No, I agree.
Right.
It's funny once you get it. I think I don't know if everybody. I've been afraid to like go back to what I used to live like. I'm like I ain't doing that again.
No.
That sucks.
I get up at like 5 o'clock on a late day. I've been getting up at 4 o'clock all this week, and I go on the back porch and kind of meditate. And this morning, that's what I was meditating on. You know, what's the amount of passive income that I need to be content for the rest of my life? And at first I was like, well, you know, 10,000 a week passive. Well, that's, because this is the, right. Well, because I don't want to give up my cars, right? I don't want to give up my hot rod shop. I don't want to give up my museum. I don't want to give up the traveling. So it's not 10 and maybe it's 50. Oh shit. Okay. Maybe it's 20. And then and you go, well, I think the answer is, I need to get my happy ass, stop talking about this and get my happy ass back to work and then just keep building that passive income. So, yeah.
Why do you think people overcomplicate? You've been around a lot of agents. You obviously built a big agency and you see, what do you think? Like, I mean, I know you're complacent or lazy or whatever the other third one is. I don't remember it, but what do you think the actual issue is? Like, why are there people watching this that still aren't rich or in the business? Some of them longer than us, dude,
right? And
still can't figure out what the problem is. Like, what do you think? I don't know the answer. I'm just curious.
Well, the first thing I want to say is, I don't think I'm built a big company, and I don't think I'm successful enough. I do better than most people, but it doesn't take but half a second to come up with 15 people who are better, right? And far better, far superior. Yeah. So I agree. Want to start with that. If I was that, I probably wouldn't be on this podcast with you. Yeah. I'd just fly out to Atlanta and we'd have dinner.
Amen, bro.
But the answer, I think the answer is always fear. I think that everyone is motivated by fear and reproduction, right? So some people were motivated by those two things, and typically fear is what stops everyone in their tracks. Like, what am I afraid of? And most people are afraid of looking stupid, right? Or they're afraid of working really hard and then failing.
Yeah.
And
So-
then that falls back on content.
So like the fear thing, the thing that drives me crazy about that, what you're saying is like they're afraid of whatever, failure or looking bad, or like they're making up some result in their head. And it's a negative result that they fear, but it's made up. Fair, like whatever you fear in the future is made up.
All anxiety and fear is, yeah.
Correct. So I'm like, so my thought is, if you're gonna make it up, why not make up a good one?
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
And then
Like
the work you got to put into it, right?
and
I think a lot of it too, though, John, is one thing that you and I have, and I've never met your wife, but you wouldn't be sitting in that chair with that beautiful brick background if your wife wasn't completely supportive of you, right? You guys have 4 kids?
I have
Or
5 total. Yep. We have one
Okay.
together and
we
5
have
total.
5.
Yep.
Right. So we have 5 total too. And the fact is you wouldn't be sitting in that chair if you didn't have her total support.
Bro, I can't wait till you learn the whole story. You'll like her even more than you like her now.
Yeah. Well, I'm the same way. So the first company I ever built, and the first company I ever built, I could not get this thing off the ground, couldn't get it off the ground. And then the girl I was with at the time left me.
Mm-hmm.
And then overnight, bam, company blew up, successful, did great. And then sold that company, kind of retired for a little while, and then took over another company that was failing and could not get it off the ground, couldn't get it off the ground. I split up with the girl I was seeing, bam, blew up, right? Blew up, went great. And then this time I did a better job of picking a partner that fit me, right? Not a better person, but a better partner that fit me. And this one, I had that support at home. I had someone that was like, get out of bed and get to work, right? What are you doing home so early? I got the kids. I'm going to take care of this. I'm going to take care of that. We're going to get this thing off the ground. And so I was able to accomplish my dreams because I had someone behind me pushing me instead of someone standing in front of me going, how come you're not successful yet? How come we're not making the money we're supposed to be making? Yeah. You promised me this. You promised me that. And so I agree. I think that's a big part of it too.
It is. What's funny is like Steph and I, when we, and be clear, I was the broke one. She was doing fine, and I met her, and you know she's had one job her whole life, and she was doing okay. I mean, she wasn't killing it, but she lived. Sure. She was happy, you know. And we look at it now. I brought baggage and kids to the table. She never had any, you know. So when we were together at the beginning, you know, she had to help, you know, with stuff that wasn't her responsibility. But we talk about it now, and it's, dude, we were actually happy broke. Like we weren't happy that we were broke, but when we were broke, we were happy together. You know, we had a good time. We found out a way to do cool things on a budget and cheap. And, you know, we had a good time with the kids. We did a lot of cool stuff that didn't cost money, but we had a good time. So I look back on it and I'm like, we've always had a good life, but I'll be honest, dude, it's a whole lot better when you can make some choices and whether or not the debit card's going to go through doesn't factor into that decision. And that
when Jamie and I were new together and we were like, well, we want to rent a movie on Amazon. We better check the bank account.
Dude, I didn't even check. I just would go figure out how to download them for free.
Yeah.
Like on those old, you know, where you risk getting a virus or a movie, you weren't sure which one you were going to get.
You're smarter than me. The only time I really have serious anxiety in life is when I have to deal with computer shit.
Yeah.
Like
You've been stressed out for a week.
I had to get this big metal penis hooked up to my computer. I had to get this new camera hooked up to my computer. I walk into the den and go, okay, I need someone wildly more intelligent than me with more patience than me. Yeah. And then, so I had a couple of people come in. They don't even know how to work a Mac. So they just get on YouTube and get it taken care of. Me, I'd have to buy a new computer because this one would go out the window. I'm replacing windows, whatever car it landed on out there. I'm fixing that too. Yeah, that's
Are you like that in business stuff though?
With technology?
No, not tech. Like the insurance side. Like I gotta, I don't know, buy an office. I know I have to invest more in leads. I have to do ads. But were you that anxious to?
Nothing makes me anxious except trying to figure out how this computer works. Nothing makes me anxious except that I don't care. I got it. No big deal. I am smart enough to figure it out. The only thing that gives me anxiety is when I have to hook something new up to this computer. So like I'm trying to learn how to do these new programs for marketing, and I'm like, this is contrary to my ADD.
That's funny.
Should be easy.
So this microphone ain't going anywhere anytime soon, then you're saying?
Oh no, it's attached right here. It's going right there. We're done. We're done. I got it, unless I get Parker and Nicole back in here to fix it all up for me. So no, that's the only place that bothers me. Nothing else bothers me, but you got to do what you got to do. Everything's easy when you know how to do it. Selling insurance is easy when you know how to do it. Buying rental houses is easy when you know how to do it. Marketing is easy when you know how to do it. It's just, at some point in life, you go, all right, this is something I'm not interested in learning, even though I have to. But I have a and a Nicole, so they'll take care of it. So
it's funny is I think that as you're saying it, I'm like, there's someone out there that's really good at computers because they probably put a bunch of time in it and they can't figure out how to sell a dang policy in whatever situation. It's like I've noticed, man, over the years, the overwhelming majority of agents that fail also do a really shitty job learning the industry and learning sales and studying people and how to communicate, and like they're not involved, and I think they can kind of roll out of bed and hit it big, or it's really weird, which I can somewhat relate because I was a little bit like that at the beginning. I was learning a lot, but I was afraid to do too much action without knowing everything first. So I was studying it, but I wasn't willing to do more of it until I knew it all. That was my problem.
I don't have that problem. I got no problem.
Yeah, I don't now.
Diving in a shallow pool.
Yeah. But I never didn't study the business. Like for some reason that clicked right away. Like, oh shit, I got to learn this. I was a little bit obsessive, probably too much at the beginning.
Well, that's your personality.
Yeah.
I think another part of it is like, tell me if I'm wrong. So when you first started, was there anyone wildly successful around you that you could see that it was real?
So no one that I knew personally, but I could see them.
I was the same way. No one I knew personally, but I could see on Facebook, there was this really cool bald dude in Miami or whatever, and he had just bought a McLaren.
Got it. Yep. I'd see people at like events, meeting, you know what I mean? I started seeing it a little bit, and I just thought their knowledge of sale, because I wasn't in sales before, so I thought their knowledge of sales was higher, and that was why. And I thought their like product knowledge, and I truly thought they had some secret lead source. So I was trying to like figure that out a lot.
Everybody thinks I have all the secret lead source.
Yeah. So I was seeing people
because he's on Facebook.
Yeah, I was seeing people in meetings and events, and it started when I started going to more events and getting around people and asking questions. Most of them were like, dude, this ain't that deep. I'm kind of an idiot. I just work a lot, and so helped me with the parts I suck at. That was kind of the overwhelming majority of people. And so I was just like, well, I've tried the other way, being analytical and learning everything under the sun and thinking that was going to help any. And I'm not saying I always have to, I don't know why, because I'm nice. Now you make me feel like I'm too nice sometimes. People feel like I'm saying don't study. I'm not saying that. So when I say like, don't worry about, like, it doesn't have to necessarily be first. You don't have to be a product expert to go see a bunch of clients this week. You don't learn product real quick if you see a bunch of clients and don't know what to say when they ask you questions. You'll study.
Yeah. Yeah, you won't make. Hopefully, you don't make that mistake more than once.
Yeah. So I just,
There's a lot of
that
hours
was,
in the day, and you don't need to sleep much for brief periods of time, and you got to get off the ground. So make it happen,
yeah, I like it.
and then
What up?
keep your foot on the pedal.
Yeah.
Keep
That's a
your foot
funny one that people, I've seen a lot of people in the industry make good money for 1, 2, 3, 4 months and then stop or slow down and do it again. They do that like yo-yo up and down thing, which is super
exhausting.
intriguing to me when you get a taste. I'm like, yo, I got a taste and I still haven't stopped trying to figure out how to get more. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I don't know. I enjoy the chase of it all and the build of it and the seeing the result from the input. I don't know. I'm like, it gets me a little, what do they call that? When you get a little high from it. Endorphins. Is that the right word? I don't know. It makes me feel good
It's
on the
all the
inside.
serotonin.
Yeah.
There you go.
That guy
Serotonin.
who's in
We'll stick
Star
with that.
Wars. What was that name again? I'm not a Star Wars guy, so I have no idea what he's talking about. Do you know what this means? Oh, he just showed it. I don't even know what he's talking about. I'm not a Star Wars guy.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, same. Dopamine. There you go. What else should we talk about?
I think we're good, man. That's 30 minutes.
Yeah.
How long do we want to stay on this thing?
I'm good. If they got questions, I'm happy. If we're good, I'm good. I don't need to
So
talk.
here's something John and I want. Like, so we'll do guests. That's great. But if you want to get beat up on the podcast, let us know. Right? If you have questions for us, let us know. If you want us to listen to your pitch, let us know. If you want us to fix your marketing, let us know. If you want us to just point a camera at you and make fun of you, that's probably John. He's way meaner than I am. So.
Do you think anyone has the nuts to do it? Or I don't know if that's appropriate.
I think
for
if
everyone.
someone has the nuts to do it, they probably don't need them.
Right? I hope someone does.
Yeah, Brian Morris.
You guys want to box? He wants to box, like fight, Brian? Like box?
I'm not in on that. I'm done.
Me either. I'm like, I'm good. I'll find you someone though if you want. I'm good. I'd rather have a lemon drop and eat a nice dinner.
Right. So yeah, I'm good with 30
Yeah,
minutes.
if you do,
man.
hit us up. Yeah, DM us on social. We're not hard to find. If you wanna send us something, pitch us why we should get you on, have you on. We want to help. I don't want to talk at the screen forever every week. That gets boring. And I want to have fun with this. So if we can help you guys, I'm in. Just like I said, DM either one of us and we'll go through it.
Well, that was interesting. Well, John's gone, and I'm here, guys. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for tuning. Hey, there's John.
I hit the back button by mistake. I was like going to read a message and I hit back and it like took me off the screen. I'm like, I'm a dipshit. Oh, I get it, Brian. He wants to beat us up. Yeah, I follow.
Yeah,
I missed it. Can you
I'm
see
a
the
lawyer.
comments? Do you know how to see the comments at the same time, Perry?
I'm trying
You
to
know?
ignore them.
Oh, okay. I like watching them. They make me laugh. There goes John. Yeah, I hit the button.
Yeah, they're
Anyway.
distracting to me and take my mind where
Yeah.
probably are.
All right, dude. Well, I appreciate you getting on.
Thanks,
If you got
man.
anything else to
I'll
say,
stay
I'll
up
shut
late.
up. And then
No.
we'll look forward to seeing you guys. If we can help, let us know.
Bye, guys.
See ya.